Welcome to Ride the Wave, hosted by me, Jeff Fisher, and co-hosted by Mark Robinson, in partnership with the Ride the Wave Foundation. Visit us at ridethewave.org, where we're dedicated to empowering their lives through free resources in servant leadership, mental health wellness, and how to find a purpose. At Ride the Wave, we believe in the power of every story, talent, and voice. Our commitment is clear: to bridge divides, unite communities, and build an all-inclusive, modern campus for those experiencing homelessness. So let's dive in and ride the wave of positive change together. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and riding the wave. To my right, the man, Mark Robinson. What's happening, Mark?
Jeff.
How are you?
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Hey, today we're really excited about our guest. We have with us Sky King, and August 24th was a Saturday. And on that day, we partnered with Be the Change New Jersey with Dr. Bo, and it was the Unity in the Community event. And Mark Robinson here ended up painting a very nice mural for the kids. And Be the Change handed out some backpacks. And while we were there, we met Sky. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sky, the energy right away, there was something to it. I think that this just shows that the wave keeps on going no matter where we're at. We met you and your energy right away. Really appreciated the meeting. It was great to
Thank you.
spend some time with you and get to know you.
Glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
It's an honor.
Absolutely. And Sky she was a teen mom. She has 3 kids. 2 twin kids that have autism. She has a daughter who was just promoted to private Marine, recently promoted. Congratulations. What's your daughter's name?
Unique.
I love that name.
They actually call her King Hawkins, so I had to get used to that.
Really?
And it's twin boys. I call them Ion Pobic and Mari Pobic. Yeah.
Love that. And that's one
squad.
reason why we're here too. When we had a conversation, we talked a bit about your life and some of your struggles and what you deal with. I'm sure within your community too, there's some differences within mine. It could really be helpful to educate others, just really getting your story and an understanding of your life. So again, really appreciate you coming on to share it with us. And
thank you for having me.
Of course, it's great to have you.
Great to have you.
And if you want to start, let us know just a bit about your life, wherever you'd like.
Hey. Hello, everyone. I'm Sky King, straight out of Newark, New Jersey, born and raised in Baxter Terrace Projects. Now, let me tell you about the projects. That was a time. Not knowing, but knowing. It was more so of family. It was more so of a community thing. Like you said, we met community basis.
Yes.
I'm all for the community, especially the kids. Now, little background on me. I was a teen mom. I had my daughter at 16. Fast forward to now, she's 19. She is a U.S. Marines. I am so proud of her. Like, if I could tell myself back then when I was pregnant that I would be talking about this now and, like, just walking with her in this new path of hers, I would probably be like, what the? No way. But it's just, I get so emotional. I'm sorry.
No, it's
but
great.
Okay.
It's like an overwhelming feeling. And I tell people, like, it's like a natural high. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one could imagine unless you go through it. And it's like, you have so many people, when I was pregnant, was telling me not to go through with it. You know, you're so young, you're a kid.
Yeah, that is young. That must have been difficult, 16.
Yeah.
It was difficult, but I was always faster than my pace. So at 16, I probably was now 35. You know what I'm saying? Because I had an old soul back then. And I was around a lot of older people. Like my grandmother, I would cook. That's where I get my passion from, cooking it up in the kitchen. You feel me?
All right.
Because I think that food brings the family together. And that's how it was. My grandmother is from down south, so she would be cooking 4:30 in the morning, breakfast. By the time we get up, lunch is already done. We're talking about dinner at 12.
Yeah.
Clothes is being washed. She's over there knitting, got the sewing machine. Get over there, you fixed it. like we were interacting. So now it's kind of different, but I appreciate the times that I had with my family because now family is not so close knit.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, especially with me having my twin boys with autism and a speech delay. But thank God, because for dedication and staying focused, they now are speaking. And I prayed for this. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I used to go in the shower and cry and scream and holler and just
Yeah.
ask
Was
God.
there a lot of that in the beginning of, why me? Why them? Just,
Questioning yourself.
almost
It came
lamenting.
from, why me? What did I do? Why they father is telling me he didn't ask for kids with autism till
I don't think
now.
anybody does.
That's what I said.
But-
Who prays and say, please give me kids with special needs?
Yeah, you have to deal with what you get.
And you never know what you're going to get. Like I say, look at my daughter from my boys. And I appreciate it because if I just had my daughter, because I said I was not having no more kids.
Yeah.
But it went from, I actually had a miscarriage with twins, maybe like a year
Oh, wow.
or something before I got pregnant with my boys. So I was like, that's a blessing, because who gets pregnant with twins and then twice? And it's like,
Yeah, that's very rare.
yeah. And when I found out I was pregnant with the twins, I'm like, I'm at the hospital. I'm crying. I'm looking at the doctor like, you don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking? He like, no, it's an A and a B. I'm like, A, B? I don't even know what you... Look, sir, we got to see what's going on, and it ain't going to be that one. But it was that, and I'm just thankful that I was chosen because, like you said, it went from why me to why not me to me turning... And my sister always said this, my oldest sister, Hannah, she always would tell me, like, you different. You are a chosen one. You always been at a young age turning negativity into positivity, and you always been like they call my grandmother. They call me grandma because I'm always having a bag with me. My cousin Bama like, grandma, you always got a bag. I'll have a pocketbook, a bag, this bag, like always giving out food, trying to help people. But that's my era that I grew up in. And I think you need more of that in a community because, like us, we met on great terms, giving back.
Yeah.
That was amazing. We need more of that. And that's where I come from when they had recreation. I was in beauty pageants for self-esteem. Like the community, we had trips that we would go on, not just in the projects, running around dirty, don't have no food to eat.
Yeah.
We had food where though my mother would feed other people's kids.
The community.
nice.
The community.
Giving
it
back.
was-
There's nothing better than that, right?
Hello.
Doing that.
It's
And
like,
how we met
that's
was
a
just
big
so
family.
natural. Yeah. And it connects people on that level of when we met you, being under the same umbrella of the community, just the actions that you were doing with the mural and things like that, us partnering with Dr. Bo. Yeah, there's something
They're
to
amazing.
a relationship like that we have with you now. And how that is a testament of how Wave is just forming. It really is that. And it just keeps on going.
How the universe brings it all together. Like when
it
you
does.
said, you was like, it's called I'm like, what? And I had on a shirt,
Yeah,
Ride
that's
Wave,
right.
remember? Because I'm like, oh, I love
And there was
Ride
a
Wave.
song that you were listening
I was listening to Ride Wave,
Song
new
that
song,
comes
and
up
I
when you
showed
Google
y'all,
it.
and I'm like, I'm going to cook for him one day. I'm going to cook for you, Ride Wave. But that's another note. We're going to speak that into existence.
Yeah, anytime if I go to YouTube and put Ride the Wave, because I see where we're stacked up, that song always comes up with that artist every time.
And
too.
you
I
think
thought
about
it-
me, you know?
I
'cause-
did. I do now.
I'll be your backup chef.
Yeah, look, we gonna get it
Got you.
together. So when y'all have your big 1 year party, I'll come.
Yeah, there you go.
Hopefully it's on my birthday.
Absolutely. But I do commend you, really. I think that, and my question is too, within your community, how do people view autism? How do people view your sons or you? Do you run into a lot of issues with bullying and things like that? Or is it pretty much people leaving you alone, things like that?
Well, you have it both ways. You have it whereas though people look down on you like, what's wrong with them? Like if one of
That
my
does happen?
son, yes,
Yeah.
he stems more than the other. Like he rocks. And I had to learn that, like, because at first it got on my nerves. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And then he had like, he was doing it so much that his chin, he had a mark on his chin and it was making a mark on his chest. And the nurse at the school wanted to see me about it. And I'm like, well, he stems. If you ask the teacher, everyone know I don't hit my kids. You know what I'm saying? Especially kids with disabilities, they need more communication. They don't need to get like beat down, oh, they bad, and it's not, I don't per se call kids bad because I don't like when people use that term. I just call it them just being themselves. They have a lot of energy. When we were kids, we had energy. You know, you could run around all day, go play jump rope, go hit. You don't care about mosquito bites. You don't care about none of that stuff. But your parents are like, get over here, don't touch that. And they like, what? I'm touching everything, worms, this and that. And my boys, Jesus, they know. They pick worms up, put them in their pockets, come in the house. And I'm like, what are you doing in there? In the living room. He's in there experiment on, no. We're going to wash the hands. We're going to.
Sounds like me.
Just to be boys, you know?
Yeah.
Because my daughter, she was a tomboy, so. But boys are different. They're very different. And they don't care.
Yeah.
Especially dealing with autism. They are fearless. And I see that with my boys because when it comes to swimming, they'll just jump right in. We go to the beach, the pool, whatever.
Right in.
Right in. They don't care. Hot tub, pool, 6 feet. I'm like, yo, no. And they're knowing what they're doing.
So how old are they?
They'll be 10 October 20th.
10. Okay.
Yes. I say maybe about 59.
Yeah,
That's how they act.
You mentioned, are you moving? Are you going to do that? You had mentioned Florida or something, I think.
I love Florida.
Do you?
I love.
It gets so hot in the summer and humid. You like that?
I don't mind. You know what it is? Like we were talking about before we start recording, I want to get to a point in my life where I'm stable enough to travel with my kids, especially when they finish school, and be able to just have a property up here in Jersey because I don't want to stop what I'm about to start.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But autism awareness, that's everyday awareness for me. And I tell people it's not just the month of April. Right. It's every day, especially when you're dealing with it so close. Like if you're a parent, I give my hats to single parents. I give my hats to couples that's really dealing with it because it's easier for a person to leave than for a person to stay.
It happens a lot.
Yeah, because it could put a strain on a couple too.
Yeah.
I've been a single parent though since I had my daughter.
You have to be very independent and strong, strong-willed. I can tell you don't mess around.
Yeah, I don't play.
I can tell you.
I'm a lucky Libra, you know.
You
my
say
birthday
like it is,
October
right?
11th.
Yeah.
You got to give it to him, raw and uncut.
Yeah.
I look at it as why play when you don't never know what today is going to bring or tomorrow. So you better live your life.
Yeah. Even if I don't agree with somebody, I appreciate authenticity at this point.
Yeah.
You know, somebody that's just being for real, speaking their truth and doing that. Like I said, I may not agree with it all the time, but at least somebody is being honest with what they have going on.
Very transparent because you have more so with people that like the fake but hate the real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I appreciate the people that are transparent and real, and I appreciate the people that understand them because it's not easy living in your truth, walking in your faith, you know, understanding that we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. How important is faith to you through this journey with your kids and just everything that has happened? Because other parents would or may have walked away or not put as much effort and passion into what you are trying to do too, you know?
I'm a big, firm believer in thankful for my grandmother on that one because like I said before, with her cooking, that's where my passion come in at.
She kept the family together.
She was the back, the bone, the head, the tail, she was everything. And now that she's gone, I find myself just wanting that with my family, you know? Like when I was speaking to my daughter's staff sergeant, she was saying that, you know, letting me know how phenomenal she is and don't worry about her. She's going to do great. And I'm like, well, I have to worry. I'm a mom first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll be your friend second. But I want you to be able to communicate. And she was telling me how her and her mom and her family tend to disconnect. And I said, well, that's not for us because we came in disconnected and now we getting connected. I prayed for this. I prayed for this and it's not done yet. I'm being worked on and worked through. So I understand it. And walking by faith and not by sight is one of the hardest things in the world to do. And people don't understand. And my grandmother used to always say that. And I used to be like, this lady is crazy. All she want to do is blast church music. It's 4 a.m. Like, go to sleep. What are you doing?
that.
But that down south wave
Yeah.
up north brung it up. Oh, excuse me.
That's good.
Brung it up north for us. Like, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be who I am today.
Right.
And I'm thankful for that because I do walk by faith and not by sight because you never know out here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important, family, having something, because you're going to believe in something and worship something, whether it be cars or just anybody in whichever neighborhood. So I think that's good. I think that's a really good mindset. And I'm glad that you had that opportunity to spend that time with family too. People sometimes
a
don't
lot
have
of people don't have that. And nowadays,
It's important.
you seeing less and less families getting together is more so pick a side. Who you going to choose? You want to be around them? I don't want to be around them. And you like, at this point, I don't want to be around none of y'all.
Right.
Because it's giving me,
Right.
like, I don't want to have to go
Right.
through that. I love all my family. And I understand them a little more as I get older. Like, I have uncles that deal with mental health.
Yeah.
And I have cousins that have autism, and I have cousins and aunts and uncles that don't understand autism that like, oh, you should put him away. Oh, he don't speak. He don't. And it's not for you to say that. It's even stronger for the parent to walk through that with the child, you know?
Yeah. And do you feel like you see something in your own child too? There are gifts there.
They
I'm sure
are
you wouldn't go
gifted.
back. They are gifted because they
I
might
wouldn't
focus
trade
on
them
something
for the
else.
world.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is that people that are parents of special needs end up seeing something within their children, a gift, something that they're really good at, proficient in. And I think that is there. There is something special about that person. Maybe they have one foot in the door of a spiritual realm that we don't see and they can't communicate it over. Whatever it is there is special gifts in people.
Big blessings. They are different for a reason because we're chosen.
Yeah.
If you're not chosen, it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? So, like we said, it's not for the weak. Like my sons, when we first took them to the beach, me and my daughter, she can't stand the beach. My daughter made her go for her 15th birthday.
No?
She don't like the sand. I'm like, girl,
Really?
come on. That is
Beach
getting
is
you
nice.
grounded, you know? The ocean water, the waves, just listening, all that. But she goes for me. But my boys, when they go, they like, y'all, riding the wave. They just letting it go. Like,
Yeah,
they
just go
don't
with
care.
the
They're
flow.
in it. The waves are coming. They're jumping
Yeah, they're
at
in the
them. They're
moment.
not running from them. One of them, he runs from it. The other one, he's running at it. He's flipping Ayan Pobik, the oldest, by 2 minutes. 12:45 and 12:47. And they're both like so different, but
The same.
so the
at
same.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because if one fart, he'll fart the same time or a minute later. Like he'll be in a position sleep. He'll be in the other room in the same position in the bed sleep.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're
With our
connected.
opposite
Yes.
sides.
Autism, but twins. So there's similarities. That's
And they help
fascinating.
each other. I couldn't have asked for anything better, God willing, because they teach me. They have taught me a lot of patience, just understanding that it's okay to be different. It's okay to think outside the box. It's okay not to fit in. It's okay to just be yourself, you know? And I've been that way already, so they just give me that, like, extra push. Like with my daughter, far as her, I had her at a young age to look at her now, like,
Yeah.
she's a U.S. Marines, and
That's
I'm
great.
like,
You should be so proud. It
I
just
am-
shows that your parenting was on point.
and not only that, you know what it is? It takes a team. Like her grandmother, hats off to Marsha,
Sure, it
my
takes a
mom,
village.
Cynthia. My team was some strong women. Her aunt Tara, my sisters, like,
Takes a village.
yeah, it really does. And even through your differences, because me and her dad didn't always see eye to eye. So I'm always thankful for her dad's side, his mom, his sister, her husband, they was all there for her graduation and we're like, we got the shirts made. We're like, yo, family, we here. We showing up, showing out.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and I didn't know, because I'm learning the process as I go along, that it is a process being in the Army, the U.S. Marines, the Navy, all of that is a process. And you have to learn, like, if you don't know, you'll get left behind. They don't play.
No.
And it's certain things that the family have to know that's in tuned that the Marine won't know, like certain information. Like, far as the graduation, she didn't know, like, really the times of everything that was going on. So I'm with the Facebook group. They're keeping me up on everything, even though they keep denying me in the Marine mom. But I'm the best Marine mom around, so it really doesn't matter. Hello.
We appreciate her service. I think that's great.
I tell her that. And the graduation, let me tell you, it's amazing. And then you have to go up to them and tap them or hug, like, so they can come off of line. So
because you have to be all serious with it.
Yes. And I'm standing, I'm like running around like, do the butt. And I'm looking at all these beautiful young ladies and I just started crying because I'm like, some people don't even have family, to appreciate them. And I was blessed to donate a lot of things when I did send my daughter, because at first you only could send like cough drops, granola bars, protein bars. And when I got to send that, I was sent a big package. It was 87 female platoons at the time, and I think 62 graduated. So, yeah, she got cool with a couple. But one is, I call Fetty Wap. She's from Patterson. Shout out to you. They're like really close, and they're going into the same field. So I'm thankful for that, Like I had to tell her uncle, we were at the airport, and he was crying, and he's like, no, I'm mad that she's going. And I'm like, be thankful that she's doing something positive.
Yeah.
And be thankful that, her and my daughter got the chance to meet each other. That right there was the universe, God bringing them together. They're doing the same thing. They're going to be great. They're doing something positive. They're learning, they're helping, and they're educating themselves. They're going to school. Like, they not playing no games. These is kids we talking about, not your average kids. My daughter.
Yeah, that's nice. I hope if Kristen and I have kids, they're not lazy.
Y'all don't have kids?
I don't
have kids either.
No.
Y'all better start traveling. Don't have no kids. I love my kids.
Yeah, God willing, we're open to it, but we'll see. Yeah, we're just leaving it like that.
Yeah, like I said, like I could have had three. My oldest would have been going on, I think, probably almost 30. The first female I got pregnant, I was in Alabama. Her grandmother didn't want her to keep it. She got rid of it. The last two, I was with my ex, 16 years. She had 2 miscarriages. So now I'm like,
don't give up. People is having kids at what?
Yeah, it's true. Later and later. My friends have had kids later.
My friend was just bugging me out like, you want more kids? I'm like, look, I didn't ask for them 3, but look here, he gave them to me, so we don't know what's going on. Long as I'm alive, you just never know.
And your sons, are they, as far as functioning, could they get a job? Things like that, or no? It's communication-wise. It's not something that they can do.
Well, they are 9 right now, so hopefully nobody's looking to have them working now.
But they would be functioning, you think?
Yeah, they'll be able to.
Where they could. It's not like they're just completely not able to communicate at all, where they can't get a job.
I'm going to show you some videos and stuff and everything. Yeah, they are.
We could even maybe post something to social.
Yes, my son, Amari Price, that's the baby. He's his favorite, right? He wakes up Monday morning. Mom, no school Saturday and Sunday. It's Monday. I'm like, wow. I prayed for this. Thank God. You ask for what you get, and and I was like, thank God he's talking. He won't stop talking, okay? Now, the oldest one, he's more so shy, Ayan Pobik. He's more so shy, but he talks. And they love to cook. They love to draw. They love the water.
I seen that when we was doing it.
Yeah, when they were out there doing
it. Interacting and
when he put up there,
with them.
I love you, mommy. I said,
Yeah,
this guy, he's too much.
relationship.
Ayan is a ladies' man. He's like, he get that from his daddy, Omar. But yeah, he's definitely going to be a lady pleaser. And I hope she know how to cook because they're going to be able to cook.
Yeah.
They don't play. They're already in the kitchen. When I was going to school for culinary and pastry, they were at my graduation. Every graduation that I've had so far, wow, I got to give it up to my kids. They've been pushing me. Yes, because I went back to get my high school diploma, right?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I had to
great.
get my high school diploma in order to go to school for my culinary and pastry. That's something you had to have. And then when I went through with it, they didn't ask for the high school diploma. I think until the end, I'm like, maybe I could have swerved around it, but I'm glad I didn't swerve around it, and I went to accomplish that. And ever since then, I've just been accomplishing things, and I got to give it up to my kids because they push me. And you never know that until you're like talking, I guess, because I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Yeah, once you think back and all the times they supported your efforts.
Yeah, they've been
like
at
that.
every graduation, my kids and my mom, even though she's a little aggravating. I love my mama. But shout out to mamas. Like, yeah, we're aggravating, but we love our kids.
Yeah. Always trying to be tough all the time, mom.
Yeah.
Always
Tough-
trying to be tough.
mom,
even
tough
though there's-
love.
Yeah.
We always trying to be tough. We always trying to give
Nothing's
everything.
happening.
We always want to know everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
gets
my mom's a
little-
strong woman too. I grew up with that.
Yeah.
Yes,
very
the structure of
Yeah.
not giving up and keep going.
That's
She was
how my
always the
mom
rock
was.
while everybody else was exchanging tragedies around.
And she's just like taking it all in. And then who's going to listen to my story, right?
Yeah.
People don't think about that. They always, oh, you're so strong. Oh, you always doing this. I see you traveling. Your
Yeah.
kid's good. They don't say, oh, are you okay?
So what's the hardest part for you there? I mean, what do people usually say most that you think is a misinterpretation or a little bit not true when it comes to your kids?
When they look at you and they swear that you have everything together, because especially social media, let's just say that from the real to the fake, because you can post something for 1 minute, 30 seconds, or whatever platform you're on, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, you give a person what you want to see. But when you giving them that and they pull up and they see the real you, like how you said, when we met you, this was you. And I'm like, this is me. This is all I can give.
Yeah.
And some people look at that and they get mad because they're like, who do you think you are living in your truth? And I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it at this point. And as you learn and you get older and you meeting the people you're supposed to be around, because the people you start with sometimes tend to fall off because you notice that they're not the right people that was supposed to be there from the get-go.
Yeah, I
so
understand
that becomes a big thing, just knowing who is right and who is not right for you off your energy.
Yeah.
I go off energy a lot. Like, if I meet you and your energy is not there, I'll just know how to just keep it moving, you know?
I've been doing that for so long. That's why another reason why I say I'm a loner, because
Popular loner. We're the best at it, though. Like, who's gonna what?
Right.
I have a party all by myself. I'm like, people, I'll be posting stuff. I'm on my Instagram or TikTok, and I'm like in the back for my daughter's birthday. She was away in training for her 13 weeks, and I was home celebrating. I didn't go out. I cooked out, and then when she got back, she's like, no one had a cookout? I'm like, you know I had a cookout for your birthday. And she's like, what? And we had a big cookout for her when she got back, food. I cooked, you know that, shish kebabs. We had shrimp. We had, it was going on, cheeseburgers, hot dogs. It was a good time. Nice. 2 cakes. One she still didn't cut. Thank God it's an ice cream cake. We're going to cut it. Love you, but we're going to cut that. Yeah. It's over with.
coming from my piece too.
Oh yeah, y'all slide through.
And you
I
said
got
pastry too. Pastry chef is what you do. That sounds good.
Well,
I like eating
always.
pastries.
What's crazy is I've been baking since I was about 5. Back in the projects in Bassett Terrace, I used to sell cakes. Oh, and what the other craziest thing, I met the lady that I used to sell cakes to when I was 5. I re-met her in ShotRite in Newark. She walked up to me. She's like,
She recognized you?
yeah. She's
Wow,
like,
that's crazy.
you're Ye? I'm like, yeah, how are you? I'm like, who the hell, who is this?
Yeah.
She's like, took off her, I'm the one you used to make cakes for. Remember, she was like, you baking? I'm like, I went to school for it. She was like, what? She just started hugging me. She was like, yo, your cakes was good back then.
Yeah.
And it was box cakes. So now I can do from scratch, box, whatever, whatever you prefer or whatever you like, whatever you're paying for, actually, because the budget got to cut.
Right.
People don't really like to support. You get more support from people you don't know.
That is
Surprisingly,
true.
from people that you know. Like, I said that when I was in school for photography and poetry. Shout out to the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Raz Baraka. He had Newark Economy, and he had it where as though they picked, it was 25 of us. We got trained for photography from our phones.
Yeah.
And they showed us like different things. And Dr. Ellis was the one who picked me to be the best writer. When I say this lady shocked me, we at graduation and they're like, oh, we have some extra extraordinary. We want to give out some extra goodies. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, they like, oh yeah, we're going to dedicate this one to the best writer. And I'm like, I know it's her. Talk about my homegirl. They like, Kaswana King. I'm like, yo, when I say my face was like so shocked, that was not, I was serious. I even walked up there like, are you serious? She was like, yes, I am serious. Get over here. You have a story to be told. And I told you that the first day we talked, and I'm like, and I could do nothing but cry because I'm like, yo, you never see your impact or what you're doing out here until other people start showing you and addressing it. Like, you're into this, you're doing that, and you're doing so much, it's like you're not doing enough. But when you're doing a lot and it's just you are doing enough.
Yeah, it's nice to have recognition like that. Really,
Yes.
to be able to encourage. I think that's really important. And that's something that's lacking too. Being encouraging to your
peers,
twins, your sons, your peers. Instead of, you had mentioned that it would upset you a little bit in the beginning when he was moving quite a bit.
Yes.
Things like that. But understanding and meeting people where they're at and then trying to help them out, which is not easy. It's not tough. Because I'm sure
and
as a
understanding
parent,
why is your banging even bothering me, right?
right?
But
I guess
I wanted to understand what was wrong with you, but
Right.
by him being nonverbal at the time, he was just like trying to get it out. And then I find out that it's a stimulation. It's how he gets to calm himself. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what I'm like. I'm thinking he hurting himself. So I'm like, no, stop. Don't do that. That's not nice. Relax. Calm down.
Yeah.
And now he also says, chill out. Relax, Mom. Calm down.
Yeah, he
so
repeats
you
your
learn-
words. He's repeating it
Yeah.
back to you. Yeah.
But he's so calm. He's like, chill out, stay home, Friday, Saturday, relax. You going to relax? I'm like, yes, I'm going to relax, Mari Povich. He like, good, Mom, good for you, good. And then he'll give me a hug. I'm like, oh, he did something big today. Thank you, Mari Povich.
Yeah, because I would think that even naturally, you want your kids to be a certain way, or
What they
parents,
consider normal kids.
with
regular
I guess
population
parents tend to
kids.
project what they see their kids or what they want onto their kids, regardless, even if there wasn't anything like that happening, and it's a challenge like that, a mental challenge. So I can imagine how difficult it would be to pump the brakes on that. So I have to commend you for that.
Thank
To
you.
get patience
Thank you.
there,
That
or
was
knowing
it.
when.
But how about, like you said, knowing that they have a disability, to when me and my daughter had a situation a few years ago and we didn't have the communication that we have now that I prayed for, I was asking God, like, help me find a way to talk to her.
Yeah.
Because you could be in a room full of people and still feel isolated, to where as though, even if it's your mom, your dad, your grandma, your whole family.
Yeah.
I do all
And
the
that's how
time.
my daughter felt. And I understand that because I felt like that plenty of times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to understand that from her and to now that we're communicating, it feels amazing. Like, and one time I remember her coming home from that big old situation we had. She was just crying and she was like, I just want to know you. Like, I want to know my mom. I want to know you. I know my mom. I know Sky, but I want to know Yay. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The little girl that grew up in the projects, what made you who you are today? Like,
Smart
why do
kid.
you feed people everywhere you go? She couldn't believe when I was in Paris that I was helping homeless people. She's like, Ma, it's homeless people in Paris. I'm like, yes, it's homeless people everywhere.
Right.
And she's like, why are you helping them? I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I would just tell her, like, it's just a gut feeling. And they say that's like your connection with the universe. It tells you that's your connection with God that's telling you what to do at that time.
It's hard to explain.
Explain,
to
yeah. People look at you
that
like
is
you're
the
weird.
most fulfilling thing. To
A
me.
natural high.
Anything that comes out of this, the money, when things are monetized a certain way and the money's flowing in, that to me is just a little bit of an icing on the cake to what it really is. And it's just what you're talking about right now. Essentially, to me, there's nothing better to when the wave is being ridden of those interactions, of those relationships, meeting people like you, and then going and meeting somebody right after, or giving something to somebody, even if it's not financially or anything like that. CJ was somebody that was a guest on here. Alvin, writing them a letter of recommendation for being
Help
on the
them
show,
out. See?
helping them out so they could take it for and maybe on an interview or something like that when they're going
And let them
for a
know
job.
I was up there. I was
Yeah,
doing
just
something.
anything.
I was speaking. I was representing myself.
Yeah, any encouragement or humane stuff we could do, because that's why we're sitting here. Really, Daryl was that fueling of encouragement during that conversation with him. So it's a
You
it's a
need
component.
that. You need people that's going to support you, that's going to let you know you doing something big. Keep it up. Don't stop, no matter what you're going through. How are you today? Like, did anybody tell you that they love you? If not, I love you. People be so, like, I was on the phone with a buddy, and I'm like, I love you. And they're like, it got really quiet, and I'm like, okay, I guess they're not used to that. Or maybe it's, I guess, because who it's coming from. I'm like, but I'm a lovable person.
Yeah,
It's like, what's
I say
wrong
love
with
you, bro.
telling?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
I say
like,
love you, bro. Sometimes
you
I'll do
never
that.
know.
Like me too. Like people, you won't know that unless you talk to me, have a conversation with me, or get to know me.
Because they
Yeah,
look at
Mark
you
is
like,
really laid back.
oh my God, they look quiet. They don't talk. They don't like me. They don't. And I could be in a room with people and we could just be chilling. We don't always got to talk. We could be like, do your thing. I'm going to do. That's how I am. Like, I have a buddy like that. We'll be in a car together. You don't got to keep asking me, am I okay? I'm good with silence, please. I've been just ready to be a passenger driver. I'm tired of being a driver.
And you're somebody that's outspoken, speak your mind.
Very.
Do you run into challenges, or did you before, where over defensive of your kids and things like that, like jumping in right away if somebody said something, things like that, like confrontations there, or not so much?
As a parent, you're always going to be jumping in.
I'm sure it makes it hard too when they have the disabilities, and
It makes it hard when people are
jump in,
ignorant
right?
to the fact that, like one lady, for instance, this is why I got a car. We were on a one coming up from downtown, and the lady, my son, the oldest one, he went and grabbed her earring, like, oh, it was colorful. It was really nice.
Right. Yeah.
Older lady, and she went oh, you better not. You better get a hold of him. And I'm like, hold up now, lady. Okay, let's all calm down. I'm like, Ayan Pobik, don't touch anyone's stuff, And I was like, I apologize. They have autism and a speech delay. I don't care what they have. You better get them under control. I said, okay, lady, now we're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe you're ignorant to the fact of the disability. I get that you're an elder. I'm not going to disrespect you. But I'm not going to let you disrespect my son. He didn't mean it like that, how you're taking it,
Yeah, I understand.
And after that day, I was like, oh no, I saved up my coins. I went and got my little hoop dog, and we've been rolling ever since. It's going on 4 years. I said, because these people, you have a lot of people like that they don't care.
Yeah.
They're stuck in their ways, and you're wrong. And I understand that that's just who you are. Some people, it's hard to change. It's like it took a lot for me to unlearn things, to learn things that's right for my family that I have now.
Yeah.
Because like when I was growing up, I got abused physically, far as getting beat. And I understand now that that was a part of their growing up. Like, you know, they didn't get to break that. They took that with them. But I'm thankful that I broke it because
Yeah.
I don't beat my kids. I think it's more so of not understanding why the kid is doing what they're doing to you being frustrated of you, oh, they bad.
Yeah.
Beat they bad. No, and it's like they're not bad. They're trying to communicate. They don't know how. And I learned that when the situation with my daughter occurred and she was crying out for communication, and it took me back to me not understanding why I always wanted communication with my dad and why he wouldn't give it to me. But I was thankful that I had my stepdad, who I call my dad, that passed away, raised me since I was 1, rest his soul, Keith Brandon. But he taught me that family is everything.
Yeah. Yeah. See how important family is?
Yes, it
And
is. And the family, not even the family you come from, the family you're making
Right.
in the process. Because sometimes your family fall off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
okay too, because all family is not good family.
Just because you're blood related doesn't mean you have to like everybody.
Okay? And that ain't gonna get you nowhere nowadays. I can't have you around because you're my blood.
Yeah, and I was raised by a stepfather too, who I use that loosely as well, would be just a father.
Yes, just
So
my
having
dad. I'm like, and now it's kind of weird because my dad is, we text here and there. I can remember from when my grandmother passed away. I was, I think, 14 when she passed away. And I remember getting in his car and we were going to the wake or the funeral. And I remember him telling my cousin Shakur and Kiki's dad that, you know, I'm going to make it right with my daughter and and it still never happened. Now we text a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
but it's still not there. You know, it's weird to be 35 and then you have someone like, oh, I'm your dad, yeah. And you like, daddy, like, oh, no, I'm not calling that man. I don't even know him, that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to build it. Not saying it's too late, but I respect you. It's just you have to build the relationship.
Is, right. Not
And sometimes it do be too late. Like my sister was hitting me up and she's like, my dad wanted our information, me and my other sister, for his policy. And I'm like, well, about a year ago, she texted me that. And I'm like, well, he has my number. Why he couldn't text me that himself? And he don't know my social. I'm his child. I'm like, it was a lot of thoughts to think about. And I'm like, when my dad died, Keith, when I walked in his house, I broke down. This man that is not my biological father had pictures of me since I was about in preschool.
Yeah, to him it's your
Yeah, you know, I was his
Your
only,
daughter.
I was his first child, really. My other sisters, they was with my dad and them, so they wasn't home back in Bassett Terrace with us. But thank God for that man, because God knew that I needed him, because whatever my mother was battling at the time with her family from her upbringing, he saved us. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was meant to be in our lives.
Yeah, I think it's great you didn't repeat that. And it happens a lot. I don't understand why it happens so often, as much as it does, that people that come from abusive households end up doing the abusing.
It's hard.
And that cycle, it's like that curse continues. So to break that, to recognize, all right, I don't want to do this to my children, and to not do that is really key. You're then saving the next generations, hopefully, of going through anything like that.
And people don't like that when you, like, for me, I used to tell people when I first found out that Ayan and Amari had autism, my mom would say, stop telling people that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They look at them and people are telling me I'm lying because they're telling me my kids look regular. And I'm like, what do you mean
so
look regular?
Stigma.
Autism is a spectrum. It's no look.
Yeah.
You can be physically, mentally, you can be nonverbal. It's like, how would I know that you're not verbal if I'm just looking at you and you never speak?
Exactly. Yeah, I could speak and have a total speech impediment. You would never know, or
Never
stutter.
know until you speak. It's
Yeah.
like you are looking beyond the eyes can see. And I actually wrote a poem called Beyond the Eyes Can See. And
Do you
it
have
was
it?
I don't
Okay.
have it
Oh,
on me. I
okay.
had
That'd
it
be
for
nice.
this women empower. Well, it's like it was a girl empowerment.
Oh, nice.
They
That's
had
awesome.
and I was asked to speak. Shout out to my friend. They got me out there, and I was speaking in front of the young ladies, and I actually wrote the poem in like 2 days.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but it was like
love
something I was talking to myself, a younger me, and just explaining to them like how we said, this goes beyond the eyes can see. You got to always just know this right here is not what you think it is.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like we are basically the same. What makes us different? Our skin color. That's it. You know what I'm
know.
saying? And that's
Yeah.
sad because people, I noticed that at my daughter's graduation, you had kids looking at me like I didn't care who was looking. I was looking like, oh, we looking? Oh, we looking. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah.
I was chosen.
Yeah.
I supposed to be here. And I ain't going nowhere. I'm loving this journey I'm on. I'm learning more. I'm just interacting with people. We're picking each other's brains. We're going places. We're riding a wave, right?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And there's
it's
so
all
much
about.
value and info you can get.
Help
that you
people.
can't get. Yeah, helping people is key.
That's my
Wearing the
biggest
shoes,
thing with
acting. So are you, when you said you were going to Florida, are you looking into establishing a charity? Are you looking to create anything from this?
I'm looking at a few things that I'm going to manifest. I'm going to pray on.
Okay.
I'm going to pray on
Just
a
couple
few
options.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Far as for my kids to get them financially where they need to be.
Yeah.
God forbid something was to happen to me. But right now, my biggest thing is figuring out where to move. What's the best move for them? Because my daughter is good. She's going to be doing her for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
What I need to figure out is what's best for the boys.
Yeah, if
and
there's
like
good care
what's the
down there.
best state, city that it is to live in far as programs. Because New Jersey is number 3 on the list. I've been looking it up. But they have so many loopholes when it comes to like getting things for kids with disabilities. It's like, oh, you got to know this person, especially like when it comes to the city. A lot of people don't understand it. And even when I went to talk to the mayor about it, and he's like, well, I don't know about autism. I'm like, I don't know about autism. I'm learning about autism. It's not like, if you didn't go into that for school and study that, you wouldn't know about it unless you're dealing with it hands-on. And that's when you start really researching and trying to understand things. And I'm like, well, if we had people that would just try to understand and educate themselves, it'll help the next person. Like, you don't know that your neighbor has a child with cerebral palsy, but your child has autism, or your child has Down syndrome, but nobody's connecting. There's no signs up in front of your house that says, deaf kids or kids with autism or who to go to for this and that.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of lack of information that people don't have. And I find that the community have to get it together for the communication.
I got you.
You know?
Yeah, maybe later you could help with that somehow.
I do
You'll
want to
find
start a
niche
nonprofit.
or-
I want to start a nonprofit to help people educate themselves and get more information and get the programs we need. I know they have, they don't really have per se one in Newark, but I know they have a couple people that come in and out and deal with stuff that goes on in Newark. But I'm born and raised in Newark, so I find I have a lot of people that has kids with disabilities, and if we can start somewhere.
Yeah, you can almost start a collective, a group. Start off with the conversations, get ideas and thoughts, and put together a little project plan like that.
Resources.
Would you believe when I was in Paris, right? I actually won that trip from Power 105.1.
Really? You were on the
Sponsored
radio?
by
That's
McDonald's.
what's up.
What? I be
I can
winning
hear
mad
Sky
stuff.
calling in on the radio.
Hello, Sky King from Newark, New Jersey. It's me. Yes. Did I win? Did I win? Did I win? Yes, you won. I knew I was gonna win. Give me them tickets, girl.
Nice.
But
See what compares.
I was winning from Hot 97 and I won this trip per se from Power 105. I actually was going to pick up tickets to the circus that was going to be downtown Newark, and a book signing from Charlemagne the God that I won. And when I go pick up my stuff for that, I put in my phone like a reminder. I'm like, oh, they're going to be doing the tickets, 2 tickets to Paris, fully paid for. All you had to do was buy something from McDonald's. It was like maybe a 15-minute walk up the street. So I picked my tickets up, go up the street, walk up there, call my mom. Can you get the kids? I'm about to win these tickets to Paris. She like, what? Where you at? I'm in New York, girl. You got to get them kids. They about to get out of school. You know, we going back and forth. She like, you better win. I'm like, I am. So she get the boys. I walk up the street to McDonald's. It was another young lady in there. It was a couple people. This young man I got cool with, and me and a young lady were going back and forth. I'm gonna win. So they're like, oh, you gotta buy something. I bought a smoothie, and I bought her some fries or something. So we're in there, we're writing our name, putting it in there. So we're going back and forth. They like, you gotta be here to win. So everybody's leaving now. I'm like, oh, they're leaving? Okay, good. So some people, we like all in a huddle. We're standing there. So me and her, we're like, come on. So the guy, he's like shaking up the box. Pick a name. It's not my name. It's some guy name. Now I'm looking around like, who is this guy going to Paris? He ain't there. He left.
Oh, he left.
So I'm like,
nice.
I done dropped her hand. I'm like, listen, girl, I'm going to Paris. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm outside. Next name was Sky King. I'm like, yo. When they came out, they were playing these big old things. They have the hats on. Yeah, the people. I'm like, it happened so quick. The manager comes out. They all like taking pictures. They want you to sign. I'm like,
that's awesome.
It was like unbelievable. To me, fast forward, going to Paris, that was amazing with only $300 in my pocket. Wow. That was no money.
None
at all.
Right.
By myself. My daughter was scared of the flight.
Yeah.
My cousin Eric, he's a designer. He was scared of the flight. He didn't get his passport. My other cousin that does hair, he didn't get his passport. So I was on a flight by myself. First class.
I was going on one time to vacation. I went to Spain by myself. My friends weren't really around. I wanted to take off that week, so I went to Barcelona for a week. And I'll tell you, that was
fun.
It was fun. I don't mind traveling alone. I'm the type of person that I can do it.
I love
and
that.
I can meet other people so easy at, restaurants, bars. I met people from
everywhere.
France and England, like
attractions.
all over the world. Yeah,
I met a lot of people like in, where was I? Mexico and DR.
Yeah.
Jamaica by myself. Even with the people I came with to Mexico, they didn't want to, we already did parasailing. We already did. So I was like booking things by myself.
Yeah, I went to Miami too for 4 days around cruises by myself.
I love Miami.
I took a speedboat tour everywhere.
Yeah,
you
even if you don't
passport.
got a passport, fly to Miami and catch the ship straight out, and you'll be in Turks, Bahamas. We about to do that because my people, she just got her passport, and she's like,
you don't have to have a passport to do that now. I thought they changed it. That true
not
ID.
Within the United States.
Not within. No, you could go. You just can't leave without that little.
Okay.
Yeah, because my cousins, they just went to the Bahamas, Turks, and 2 other places. They actually booked up for next year already. They're like, what are you going to do? Are you ready? I'm coming this time because I got y'all.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't go because it was my daughter's graduation. At the same time they were leaving. So I'm like, oh, no, nobody is stopping this. I'm driving straight up to South Carolina. Paris Island, I hope you're ready.
Yeah, so when's that?
They wasn't ready. Oh, it was already a pass.
Oh, it was already, yeah.
I'm going to show you the pictures when we done her graduation and all that.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'm so happy for her.
She got her stripe. She's like, Ma, she made history. Her and it's 4 platoons, female platoons. They made history. Don't ask me on what, because them staff sergeants told me if they was testing me, I wouldn't have passed.
Yeah.
And I was calling them sergeants. They go in the back and have my daughter doing push-ups, telling them I lowered their ranking. I'm like, I didn't know I was in training for this. They told me how good she was doing, and then they go, do you in? She was like, Ma, it wasn't about nothing. I'm like, oh, you hard. We don't play with that.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, she's doing phenomenal. The stuff they were saying about her, I think as a parent, we worry about our kids so much that we drive ourselves to like going crazy because they're like, Miss King, your daughter was the least of the worries of anybody. She was great far as when it come to physical. Like she was scoring numbers that other females never scored before.
So she was breaking records.
Yeah. So
Nice.
and they was like, thanks to you with the cheerleading, because she been cheerleading since she was kindergarten to like 12th, 11th grade. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's no joke. Cheerleading is a good
That's
sport.
exercise. That's like when we
Yeah.
said the owner and his wife dancing. I said, "Oh, they get it in.
Yeah.
That's not easy."
Chip, a coworker and friend, his daughter just or tried out for the Eagles, and she's a cheerleader for the Eagles
Nice.
football
That's
team.
sweet.
And that's tough job too.
It is.
Trying
It's
out
a
and
lot of
maintaining it.
exercising, dancing, and just
Yeah.
routine work. Because I remember my daughter, they have like these they would like do stuff. I didn't really know what they were doing either, but I know they would have these numbers and stuff they had to keep up on, and they got to go with the beat. I'm like, look, I'm always off beat, so that's not for me. I like to make up my own thing as I go.
In your community, is that something that doesn't happen too much as far as parents putting kids into team sports and things like that? We had talked a little bit.
It's expensive. Like I did it, and I remember my daughter's dad, knucklehead. He was telling me like, "Oh, you putting her in." She was in, I think, 2 cheerleading. She was in 3 cheerleading at one time before, and then she left one, and she was in 2 at once, and it got very expensive. But I did what I had to.
Yeah, because you had mentioned the parent night you went to recently. There was no
Last night.
There was no other parents. You were the only one, and I found that, especially with special needs, I found that to be.
Crazy.
So I didn't know if I know that maybe community wise, we had talked about it at one point, where I'm from, there might be less of a mental health stigma. That I think is improving. It's getting better. I don't know if that's the same where you're from, too, or if people are not showing up to.
I think people are, they don't even show up to, well, it's getting better
surprised.
for the Board of Education special, it's getting better for that department, far as the parents coming to that. I remember when I first started going a couple years ago, and now I'm on a committee for the special education department, the board. And you see it's a lack of information far as hand in hand with the schools and who does this. Like at my boys' school, is no PTO or PTA. So now I've been going back and forth on the principal. And now they're starting and they're asking me to be a part of it. So I'm like, of course, I would love to help other people get on.
Yeah.
Because I was there once not knowing where to look at, where to look to, like for information. Then people telling you entitled to this for your child, this and this and that. But then it gets frustrating when you're going to get the stuff and you're getting denied because you don't have. It's just a lot. Like some stuff is just to the point where the parents probably give up because it's tiresome. And then if you're a single parent doing everything, it's like. You gotta work, you gotta cook, you gotta clean the clothes, you gotta do this. If you got animals, you're doing this. You want to take a trip because you need self-care. Then you want to take a trip with the kids, but you gotta pay rent, you gotta buy food. If you single, if the dad not helping, who knows? Like, I be begging for help, and I don't really get it. If it wasn't for my boy's grandmother and their grandfather, I don't know. And she works a lot, and her husband. So, and the craziest thing, my birthday is their anniversary, October 11th.
Wow.
So if I want to do something for my birthday, it's usually, if she's not getting the boys, then I either take them with me or I can't do anything. And then their birthday is October 20th. So it's like back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, pick one, choose one, or try to do both, or,
Right.
don't do anything. Just be thankful you're alive and you're living.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that attitude.
Yeah, you got to be that way. You only get one life, we know of. That's what they tell us, right?
Yeah.
I be thinking, like, where them people be going at?
There
We're
you
going to find out later. Not right
Yeah,
now.
We'll find out where the the journey takes us.
Not right now, but we
I
chilling
guess it's
right
kind
now.
of interesting that we don't know. If we knew everything, it would be so easy.
Yeah.
If you
It would
would,
be a boring world if we were all ducks. My grandmother used to say that. She was an Irish woman. It was like the most simple phrases she would say. You know, oh, it would be a boring world if we were all ducks, all the same. Or we all knew.
she right though.
Yeah.
She was right
It was the
about
simplest
that.
thing. Yeah.
But if you could know, would you want to know your date and how you're going to go on your time?
like the
your
exact
final
time?
destination of your stop.
I'd rather go out with a bang than a whimper. I'd rather go out something big, either sacrificing for something or whether it's this, you know, like something that's meaningful
Right.
and has an impact. Then to my concern is when I looked at my stepdad who had Alzheimer's and things like that, that would be my worst nightmare. I don't feel like I'm afraid of death. How though?
But not
How
only that,
mostly,
like
like,
who's going to take care of you?
Not having a good memory. Yeah.
When you get up there, like
Yeah, it's
that's
true.
the biggest thing. Like if you don't have a team now,
I know.
how are you going to like have a team when it's time for that?
And the
Right.
way things are
Right.
too with care, you need another family member.
People want
You know
this.
how it is. Project
Even
manage-
family is like,
Yeah.
They're-
you
they're
ain't
the
no money.
worst
I don't want to
ones.
be bothered. I
Oh,
gotta
worst
go.
one-
Like
they're the
you
worst
know,
ones. They're the worst
only
ones.
the genuine heart ones, and we tend to get walked on. They call them black sheeps.
Yeah.
Or just I call them colorful sheeps because I'm a colorful person. So
That's
I
why
like
I
colors.
always consider myself as the black sheep of the
Yeah,
family.
and
Like,
that's okay. You
even
got to
now,
break it
even
down.
now. Like,
I'd rather be the colorful sheep than to be wearing their skin. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm like that.
Yeah.
I come off genuine and this is me. I'm not going to be something you want me to be
Yeah.
because it's beneficial or better for you, you think. Like, I had a person tell me the other day that they don't like my teeth. And I always, my sister, she would be like, why don't you get braces or get the clear thing to like bring your teeth together? And I'm like, I like my gaps. You got people actually now paying to get their teeth spaced out, some weird
Really?
things. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I'm
It's
like,
really always something.
yes. It's like
Always
with
some
the,
trend.
the bodies, everybody wants you. And I'm working out. I'm hitting the park again. I'm doing what I got to do. They like, oh, why you don't just have lipo? Or why? I'm like, I really don't have money
everybody don't.
to lay on a table and ask
Yeah, it's not
somebody
healthy.
to like,
Diet
if
and
you could
exercise.
kill me early or you could let me live longer and just hook me up. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes.
You know, Sky, we're out of time. This could have gone on because I think that what you have to bring to the table is amazing. Your energy right away when we met, Mark and I met
Beautiful,
you,
amazing.
we could tell that you're something
Amazing.
special, and we fully support your efforts. If you're pursuing a charity
you.
or anything like that, and you want to leverage our platform for updates to the audience, or if there's any way we could help collaborate in any way, we definitely want to do that. If anyone wants to get a hold of you specifically,
Yes.
can they do so? If anybody has any questions about special needs or can relate to you in any way?
Yes. You can hit me on my IG. It's Chef Sky King. YouTube is Sky King, the queen of everything. And Facebook, Yay King, YAEKING. TikTok, Chef Sky King. I'll be around and I'll come back anytime because we definitely got to talk more because I was like all over the place.
No,
That's
okay.
I haven't been
It's
on
great.
a podcast in like since I was 20.
No, I appreciate you coming on. It really was. And it's informative too. It's important
Well
to
needed.
know that,
It's
that people go
everyday
through this.
awareness of
Yeah.
autism, mental health, disability awareness. Like
Yeah.
what we said, when we get older, who want to take care of us?
Absolutely. Sky, really appreciate you for coming on
Thank
board. Thank you so
y'all.
much.
Thank
Everybody,
you.
Appreciate you having.
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
being here.
My baby.
take care of everybody. Thank you so much for joining us and riding the wave.
Yes.
See you later.
Till next time.
Thank you for tuning in to Ride the Wave. It's been a pleasure having you with us as we explore ways to make a positive impact together. Remember, every little wave creates a ripple of change. We appreciate any support you can provide as we plan to build an all-inclusive, modern campus and empower communities. For details on how you can contribute through various platforms, please visit us at ridethewave.org. Until next time, keep riding the wave of change with us. I'm Jeff Fisher, signing off, but the journey continues.